all competitions. But if Young Boys are going to finish within the top 8 by the end of this league phase in the Europa League, they will be. I mean, it could do with getting at least a draw in this game. But a win for Villa would put them in a demanding position for them to qualify straightly to the round of 16 with 3 games in the remaining. So, of course, they can't qualify automatically yet, even with victory tonight, but it would put them in a very good position. So we'll be getting this match underway very shortly. Except the kickoff's actually been delayed ever so slightly. We're a minute past the scheduled kickoff time, but we'll be getting underway very, very soon indeed. So just a quick run through the game of the starting lineup. So Villa tonight: Martinez, Bogard, Lindelof, Torres, Patson, Ramdana, Tielemans, the captain, Gesson, Rodgers, Sancho and Haaland. And starting for Young Boys this evening: Keller, Zupru, Lampert, Benito, Yanko, Ravlason, Pech, Hajam, Barles, Fastnek and Cordova. And Benito is the skipper for the Young Boys tonight. There's other games happening as well, of course, at the same time in the UEFA Europa League. So elsewhere, at the same time in this competition, Fenerbahce goes Ferencvaros, Celtic on away from home against Dutch Eredivisie side Feyenoord, Lyon host Dinamo Zagreb, Ludogorets Razgrad are at home against Celta Vigo, PLT Salonika are at home against Sportclub Brand, Porto are at home against Nice, Roma are at home against FC Dixieland. That'll be an interesting side. Both Roma haven't had the best of starts their Europa League campaign, the Serie A side, whereas FC Dixieland, the Danish top-tier side, the only club already with their 100% winning record in this competition. And also Victoria Pilsen of Czechia, their game at home against Freiburg of Germany. Match to begin. It's doing the coin toss now. So you saw why we've got a little bit of a delay. It's just 2 minutes behind the scheduled kickoff time. So just a reminder that Unai Emery's made 7 changes to his Villa starting 11 tonight. So 7 changes made from that victory last weekend against Leeds United in Premier League. And see how Villa perform in tonight's game. Of course, these two teams played each other in the UEFA League phase last season. Villa won that game 3-0 to pick up 3 points then. Of course, I think Villa would certainly go into this match as favourites. The Young Boys is certainly a talented team and certainly can't be written off. So we're interested to see how Villa gets on and see if they can continue that excellent bit of form that they're currently on. So just moments away there to getting this game kicked off, and we are now underway here at Villa. Well, pressing very, very quickly indeed. One ball up top to find Marlon. Quite latched onto the ball though. The ball will just roll out to Marvin Keller in the end. So Villa in their famous claret and blue home strip, and Young Boys in their all yellow stiff as well. Villa kicking from left to right as I see it, towards the away end, and Young Boys shooting from right to left towards the port end side. So Villa with an early throw-in then, taken by Batson on this left flank, only a few yards away from the corner quarter. Tielemans, that's the left flank here. Now with MatchDay again just on the outskirts of the penalty box here. And the pass out to Lindelof. Now Bogart. And he does right back in place of Matty Cash, who's just rested for this game. Torres to Matson. Young Boys pressing quite heavily up the pitch, that Villa still able to keep possession. And Barman trying to gain some lead of that, just under the halfway mark, but then just crowded out by couple of Young Boys defenders around him. Swiss side just played the ball out from the back here, and it's launched up the top, but will only go out for a throw into Villa on the left hand side of their defence. Whenever we've got breaks in play, we will of course let you know if any latest goals that have come elsewhere in Europa League. But if we can also, some of the latest scores and coming from the UEFA Conference League. Of course, a few games will be kicking off at 5:45 p.m. UK time as well. The Villa now play through the middle here. Rodgers to Bogart, stop the halfway line. Comes pass to Onana. Now it's Tielemans, keep the FootballNight's game. Square pass to the left, finds Hudson. Just about 5 yards over the halfway line on Villa's left flank. Torres, they're having all the possession so far inside these opening 3 minutes. As we're still even with me stats we can give you as this match is in process. The ball just runs down full throw in. Continue with Kemas last there. Just a slight break in play. Just waiting for this game to proceed again. So Young Boys to take the throw, but I'm not too sure why there was a delay, but it is now released back into play. Long ball then, down this right hand side for the Swiss Super League side. Long ball played down, but I'm just running out to Niliana Martinez. Now Bogart. As fast as man, yeah, well then that's well backed out, or at least a 40 upbeat by Fastat, but a foul was deemed fitted according to the referee. And Villa played a free kick short and quick on the right hand side of their defence here. Now long ball trying to find Don Young Barlin up front. That's collected by Walker, more president. So he's really good to play the ball out for a throw in. So Villa have there throwing in a good position on this left-hand side here. Matson will take. And about 16 yards away from the quarter portents on this left flank. Finds Marlon. Marlon again just on the outskirts of the box. That's spreading out space once more as the tightened box. They'll go to goal again and it sticks over the bar in the first efforts of the match there. Great strike from Daniel Marlon. He's in good form. That was a really good tick over the bar there from Arvin Kellett. I think that was on target. We'll find out here on this reverse angle. Could possibly have just been going over. Well, of course, the goalkeeper was not to know that. So I think it was on target. We'll find out here better, but resumed the angle. Yeah, it was on target. Good tick over the bar there by Kellett in goal. Now Villa play this corner quick and short. Now out to Sancho. This delays playing ball in so far. And has laid the delivery. Then a smart back pass to Tielemans. Plays the ball in, and I think it was Onana that got that last touch. Didn't know too much about it though. Ballooned over the bar. And Villa manager Naomi Lupsa. Of course, he's got a lot of success in this competition. He's won this tournament on multiple times. And he did it once more with this Aston Villa team. So Villa playing the ball out from back now with Matson on the left. Back to Torres. Pressing the game from the Swiss side, but Villa again doing well to maintain possession and playing the long ball up the frontier. Evan Gesson has got ahead of the last man. Gesson, can he get the ball in? No, he can't. But the last touch, I believe, comes off Kajam. And so it will be a throw-in to Aston Villa, but just for a split second, it looks as if Gesson only had the goalkeeper to beat. That was a great interception there by the young boys player. As if it was Hajam that got in at the right place at the right time. And it will be a corner rather to Aston Villa on this left-hand side. And it's going to be taken by Yuri Tielemans. That's been the closest, along with that Barlin chance, the closest that we've seen. And of course, drilled in on target. There's a decent save there from Keller to deny Jadon Sancho. Sancho goes goal early, drilled it along the grass. Well, bad exit, that's a little bit too close to Kellett. They did well not to spill the ball out to make sure that no Villa player could go in with a rebound effort. Ball played all the way back now to Martinez. From inside the D, short pass out to Torres. 7 minutes played there, still looking for our first goal between Aston Villa and the Young Boys. As we mentioned before, and get any breaks in play and try and run through any of the latest goals that have come in tonight's early evening Europa League and Conference League games. Gesson on the right-hand side, now putting into the centre of play. Nice pass out to Rodgers. Great delivery, and he almost finds Daniel Barnley. He was inches away from connecting, and if he had connected, he surely would have hooked the ball into the back of the net. It's the deception from the fans. It's a good move. It was very, very close to being the first goal of the night, but Barnley just inches away from being able to connect to that smart delivery from the right flank. So ball with Rodgers. Ball just runs out to play, and that will be a throw to Villa. Midway down the Young Boys half on their left-hand side. Just into the 8th minute here. Madsen with the throw. Tense game. Lindelof. That's the right, finds Bogard, and Bogard has space to venture down here. Now to Gesson. Gesson, instead of going to Bogard, actually plays ball to Rodgers. Now Onana. Rodgers, that's a great ball. Gesson from the byline. That's the crosses though, but Villa will still just keep possession. Now the ball will be played in, but it's a double hit there from Aston. He just slipped as he went to lift the ball in with his left foot, and then the ball ricocheted off his right. I know, it'll take for Martin Keller to take for Young Boys. So, as you can imagine, even though the score is still deadlocked at 0-0, the lion's share of possession is with Villa. They've had 77% of the ball so far inside the opening 8.5 minutes. Villa with 4 shots and 2 on target. The Young Boys without any efforts so far. There's a long, long way to go. Villa just winning the ball back from the Young Boys midfield. Fastnet was just advancing down the middle. That ball taken us in fairly comfortably by Villa, but very comfortable indeed in possession so far. Now Villa playing ball down the middle, and Nada on the left hand side finds Madsen just behind the halfway line. Passes back to Torres. Lindelof sticks his side. Finds Onana. Bogard's in space. Bogard now receives the ball. It's a rare start for Amar Bogard. Whereas normally Ati Cash can play on the right hand side of Villa's defence. But now Gesson pushing both on the outskirts of the Young Boys penalty area. Nada to Tielemans. Now Bogard again. In good possession play from Villa. They've then given Young Boys any possession so far inside these opening 10 minutes. Nana, quick 1-2 with Rodgers. Back to Rodgers again. Plays the ball picked into his right hand side, and Bogard will put in on his left foot. That's to Gesson. Now back to Nana. Lindelof, every Villa outfield player inside the Young Boys far here. And boys really haven't soaked blood pressure so far. They've served in the last 2 to 3 minutes. Tielemans, just the slip there, and he manages to maintain possession. Is forced to go back again. Lindelof, back to Tielemans. He'd see if there's a long ball option for him. Now another plays ball long. Barland just ball down. Oh. Apologies, it was a throw to Villans in the end. You can see that last touch come from Hadja. Villa take the throw. Shot into Lindelof. just on the right-hand side of the centre of Villa's defence, partnering Torres tonight in the centre of the Villa back 4. And foul committed there. So just a moment, the referee was going. Sancho plays ball to Tielemans. Tielemans will go for goal from long range. It's on target. Set. He needs to save there for Kellett's mate. Now 30 minutes done. Just have a quick run through of any latest thoughts elsewhere. So Celtic are losing 1-0 with Feyenoord. Ludogorets Razgrad are currently leading Celta Vigo. Porto are leading Nice. Rona are over, beating the LeaguePhase leaders FC Midtjylland of Denmark. So there they are. Goals so far elsewhere in EuropaLeague and yearly evening kickoffs. But here at VillaPark, Aston just waited for the right moment to go past his mark there on the right wing. Yanda now plays the ball into Rodgers. He receives the ball just in front of the byline. Plays the ball now to Gesson. And can YoungBoys defense prevent the corner? No, they can't. So opportunity here for Villa. Taken from the right hand side. It's good to be taken then by Youri Tielemans, the skipper for tonight for Villa. As usually it's John McGinn. He's been rested for this game. Plenty of bodies in the box as it's an out-swinging delivery from Tielemans. Header across the face of goal from Amdada. Tielemans receives the ball again, then it's played away by backline. Go out to play for another corner for Villa. It's difficultly Tielemans to take game here. Again, very crowded penalty box, especially around the edge to the 6-yard area. But it's going to be Tielemans again to take here. 14.5 minutes played so far. Tielemans is just a little bit annoyed that there's a long break before he concedes this second corner in a row. He's not give ahead. He's seeking this corner right in front of the young boys away travelling support. This time Tielemans goes short to Sancho. Nice pass out there to Batson. Batson goes to goal, but that's a long way off the bar. With the rest of Sevilla, but this time certainly not on target from Ian Batson. So now it's the 16th minute here. Still looking for our third goal of this evening fixture. So just a reminder, if you just tuned into live coverage then. So the situation going into this game, Villa approach this game in 6th position in the LeaguePhase table, and so that YoungBoys have actually conceded corner, and a very cheap corner indeed, although it does look as if Marvin Kellam was just able to clear the ball away in the nick of time. There is actually a throw in to Villa, but still in a decent position. Just to pick up where it left off there. So Villa currently in 6th position with 3 wins in their opening 4 LeaguePhase games in Europa League. YoungBoys in 22nd place with 2 wins and 2 defeats from their opening 4 matches in Millwall this season. And so Villa still with possession, and they've had the lion's share so far. In terms of possession, they've had 81% of the ball inside these opening 17 minutes. Balls the game, 6 shots and 3 on target. And boys still haven't registered a single shot yet on or off target. Had no minutes. The stat that matters is that scoreline still meets goalless flank here. Now it's YoungBoys turn to play out from the back here to Benito. Now passes back to Keller. into the sub-crew. Plays the ball out to Petch. The young boys will continue to play the ball out from back. Who's good pressing though from Villa to further keeping the young boys' defence on their toes. They've done well to maintain possession. That's a splendid ball down the right flank here. Young boys with a rare venture inside the Villa attack. It's a parried save away there from Emi Martinez. Now, if it had been a goal, it would have been disallowed anyway, because the line speed's flag went up straight after Martinez made the save. But that certainly didn't best phase of the match so far for Dennis Spoke of Young Boys, the Swiss Super League side. During the build-up, there was an offside earlier, but I suppose Martinez was not snowed up. Decent effort from the edge of the area, and it's carried away by Emi Martinez. Last time I commentated on the Villa game 4 last score, it was there. Well, everyone's recent defeat. I think it most that was to Liverpool. Villa fell behind after Emi Martinez error. We simply passed the ball almost as a gift to Mohamed Salah. Salah said thank you very much and found the back of the net. But no mistake so far from Martinez in this match as we now move into the 19th minutes of the game. There were 7 better sides so far, but I seem to show for it yet today in that score night. So, YoungBoys look to play the ball out back again. Now playing ball 1 from the left-hand side. We can find put over that can't quite reach it. And Torres will receive the ball just inside the centre circle. Now to Lindelof. Back to Torres. Plays the ball into the middle here. Finds Sancho. And Tielemans. The Tielemans can't quite keep the ball. In boys defence from the right-hand side. Let's play the ball back to Keller. Petch just a little bit too casual there. You almost have the ball taken off it by Onana. Oh, it would have been a crucial position. Now Onana goes down and deliver from the free kick at a decent position here, about 30 yards away from the right of centre. It's an opportunity for the hosts to put the ball into a decent position inside the penalty box. See how the Young Boys defence and midfield cope with this one. So that thinks in a decent area there for the English Premier League side, probably in first place in the Premier League. As we mentioned before, an extremely slow start, but once they finally got that first win on the board, not really looked that stint. The 20 minutes done then. It's going to be Tielemans to take the set piece once more. It's certainly too far away to be hit directly at goal, so this will be aimed in towards around the penalty spot then, inside the box. Plenty of buddies around that penalty spot. So Tielemans with the free kick. Headed away easily by the Young Boys defence. Then it's a really poor. Could tap themselves. Evan Gesson goes into the penalty area. Can he keep the ball? Yes, it can. Now he has the ball tightly on that right wing here. Passes out to Bogard. He's about 25 yards out from goal, but Daniel Marwich can't quite get the ball out to his feet. He obviously wants to pull the trigger, but it's just a heavy touch there. And the opportunity disappeared almost as soon as it's arrived. And ball has done it for a throw in favour of Villa. Bogard takes to Rodama on this right-hand side, about 40 yards away from the goal line. Torres plays ball down the middle. Marlon picks up on it. Marlon plays ball into the area, but it will be covered and guarded by the Young Boys defence. But still, Taylor has to take the ball out anywhere he can, really, as quickly as he can. Very good pressing from Villa. So it's throwing to the English side. Maatsen takes then on this left-hand side, about midway down the Young Boys half. Maatsen releases the throw. Finds Onana. It's left-hand side and played ball into the centre circle. Finds Lindelof. Now it's Bogard. Bogard has a little bit of space to work into. Passes square to his left-hand side to Tielemans. Tielemans working to find Maatsen. Now on the edge of the area, Maatsen tees up Sancho. Sancho arrives at penalty box. Bogard is in a lot of space there. Bogard goes to goal, and he was a very Pallison shot. It's blocked there by the Young Boys defence. Well, we're now to play the free kick to Aston Villa. Take momentum, just not showing yet. The inner scoreline. Villa venturing further forward down his left-hand side. Sancho plays the ball into Barlin. Barlin, now Bogard again. Will he go for the shot? No, he won't. This time passes to Evan Gesson. First attempt at a delivery is blocked. Second bite to the cherry. And it's not really played away very convincingly by the Young Boys defence. Just about managed to get away with it though. And they've actually won the free kick just in front there. And deep Tielemans doesn't like the decision. With a wry smile there, and then the trouble with the referee. There's going to be a free kick in a defensive position for the Swiss outfit. So they move just past the midway point of the first half. Just a reminder then of the substitutes that both teams have on offer for tonight. So strong bench in Villa, as I mentioned before. 7 changes have been made from their victory last weekend against Leeds United in the Premier League. So on the bench, Villa, Barkley, Dizov. He thought we'll move that start later because Villa now already on counter here on this left-hand side. McKean moves the ball towards the byline. They've got an opportunity to play the ball in here. He's almost steered in from close range by Marlon, but he again just couldn't quite get the ball out from under his feet and just misses the opportunity. Arguably the closest Villa have come there to breaking a deadlock. Great counter. Marlon playing the ball to his left-hand side. Found Rodgers. And Rodgers with a nice ball there. Finding Onana. He headed the ball across the face of goal. And it just needed a proper connection from Marlon again. They missed the ball. Shot. And the ball ran out of play. The Young Boys will quickly go in the counter here. It's down this left-hand side. Now puts it in the centre through pitch. Here to Malish. Still in the middle of play now with the Swiss side. Red bencher inside the Villa half. Now to Hajan. Badlasson. Now it's the centre circle with Walker. See this up through. Young Boys just having to depend back into their own half here. Again, pressing from Villa. An opportunity missed there for Young Boys. And smooth ball to the halfway line. Probably the most aimed left-was possession of the visitors have had all games so far. And just happy to just keep the ball for a little bit. From the possession stats we've got there, it's 69 to 31 in favour of Villa. And then Boys just still with the ball inside their own half. They'll now be forced to play the ball all the way back to Martin Keller in goal. Just that an offside decision that's done against Young Boys. It was called a foul that was offside there. So Villa will now go on the attack themselves. Matson playing the ball back to Onana. Musco Ramsey's marking there, still has the ball. Now plays it to Lindelof inside the centre circle. So pass to his left, finds Torres. Now Sancho. Deep ball on that left-hand side as well. Plays ball back to Onana. It's about 30 yards out here. Now Sancho working well with Matson. Barlin sitting in to keep the possession going for Villa. Villa pressing very, very deep there. They've stopped NBC allowed to play well up inside the Young Boys half. Bogart shoots the ball on the right-hand side. It's ball to his left. Timmins plays ball in, and Marlon has stalled. Marlon has scored with a header in off the post. The goalkeeper almost kept the ball out. He got a touch to it, but the ball went in off the post. And oh my goodness me, Daniel Marlon, well, he was celebrating, and he was right in front of some of the Young Boys supporters. And there was a lot of objects thrown from the Young Boys supporters at Daniel Marlon there. That's no good to see at all. So there's certainly a bit of drink that was thrown over Daniel Bowler that went all over him. But Villa have the lead here near the 26 minutes of the game. Header from Daniel Bowler. So it started with Bogart down that right-hand side. Yuri Tielemans had space. Lovely chip in. Bowler onside. Great header. He's almost kept out there by Martin Keller. He got a hand to it. The header was too strong, and the ball went in off the post. The ball just gradually went over the line there, almost in slow motion. The Villa have broken the deadlock in the 26th minutes of the game. Daniel Marlin with the goal. Tielemans with the assist. But there's rather unsavory scenes there. Daniel Marlin is celebrating, not, at the Young Boys travelling support. It's just where he ended up being. And then Marlin getting some objects thrown at him, including what looked like a drink as well that was thrown over him. But we should be able to restart play. I think there's a VAR check, actually. In fact, there's a VAR goal check that did look as if Marlin was definitely offside. There was Tielemans crossed the ball in, unless there was a foul in the build-up somewhere. But so we've still not restarted proceedings yet. Seeing if how long this VAR goal check is going to be. But so the goal has been given. So the goal has now officially been given. So the VAR check is over. I think it was just a check for offside, but while it was definitely on the Villa. All 1-0 up over Young Boys. Daniel Bowman with goal in the 26 minutes of the game. Tielemans with the assist, and Villa looking to double their advantage here. Marlon is running up to the byline, but slips over at a crucial point. Moves to the relief of the Young Boys defence. Now they look to play the ball out back here with Walter. And foul is actually being given away there by Villa. And Daniel Marlin has actually got a cut on his forehead, so I don't know if that has come from an object that's thrown by the crowd there. That there is a little cut on his head. So we'll keep you sort of abreast of that if there's any further developments there. But there was definitely some objects thrown at the Villa players. And definitely something went over Daniel Marlin as he celebrated his goal. Now Young Boys looking to play the ball out of the back here. Now with Europa. Stood the ball inside his own half here. It's the half hour played, so just tuned in. It's Aston Villa 1, Young Boys 0. Daniel Marlin with the only goal so far in the 27th minutes. Tielemans with the assist. Young Boys is looking to play the ball long down the left hand side. That's guarded well by Evan Desson. And the goal takes the ball. Martinez stays. The score was to stay like this. Aston Villa with 4 wins from their opening 5 the games of the EuropaLeague stage, and in the wide league table. So as it stands, with actually being second, just behind FC Itsland of Denmark on goal difference. But of course, still a long way to go. There's a lot of games that are taking place right now in Blades tonight. 1 ball then for Villa. Marlin successfully chases the ball down. Right side the Mets being pulled a quadrant. Matson now to Sancho. It's about 25 yards out here. Plays ball back to Tielemans. Match the game. Wildman crosses the ball in with his right foot, but just did too much leverage on that one. The ball harmlessly runs out of play. The goal tick for Martin Keller to take. So let's have a look at the replay again, the reverse angle. Yes, definitely, yeah, there is a little cut and stubble on Daniel Marlin's head. He was indicating to the teammates that he was fine. I mean, he was fine to continue and didn't need any treatment there. As the game now restarts the game. Bogart inside his own half here to Lindelof. Now Torres. Sancho. Torres. Undana. And Sancho's being forced to play quite deep inside Villa's own half there. That keeps the ball. Passes back to Martinez. And Villa just happy to keep the ball in the back line. Now the ball down the middle, finds Villans. Then EuropeMatch is able to have space to run inside the 18-yard areas. He got space to put the ball in. He has, but it will just be kept out by the YoungBoys defense. Now Gesson will maintain the ball here. Getting a little bit scrappy near between both sets of teams, and the ball will run out to play for a throw-in. And it's AstonVilla's fade there. Midway down the right-hand side of the YoungBoys half here. Just for a split second, it did look like Aston was going to have the opportunity to watch the ball towards goal, and ended up just running out of space a little bit, trying the ball towards the byline. But Villa well on top here at this moment in time. Plus later on tonight in Europa League, Nottingham Forest will host Malmo, of course, in peaks of a for that European Cup final. Back here at VillaPark. Nanets plays ball into the centre circle. Pick 1-2 with Victor Lindelof. Stevens got the assist for the only goal so far. Indeed, at the ceiling, there's going to be more to come though. Villa well on top at the moment. Now onto the left-hand side. About 20 yards away from the corner quadrant. Now Villa just so much of the ball. Yeah, good boys. Just really haven't seen much possession whatsoever. It's probably 71-29 in favour of Villa in terms of possession. Sancho has been able to keep the ball in play. Yes, he has. Just on the left-hand side towards the byline. YoungBoys defence are able to play that line step. Both Villa have had 8 shots with 4 on target. Boys haven't registered a single shot yet. And it's if their YoungBoys had to just won a free kick after Rodgers just ran into the back there of the 39th. Marlis. It's the 35th minute now, so free kick, and it's taken on by the goalkeeper Keller. And this is the possession won by Villa straight away. The YoungBoys actually won the ball back here. Very rare moments where they've been able to intercept Villa. Now on the left-hand side, still the halfway line with Pajam. Now to Patch. To Walton. Stutzabos still in the centre circle, just playing up his next move here. Now here's Ravelovson. And just a rare stated spell of possession for the Swiss Super League side. Stephen Gold on the left flank now, still at the halfway line with Pajam. He's played the ball further down. YoungBoys looking for a sneak kick, nothing given by the referee, and Villa were able to win the ball back pretty easily. And YoungBoys just, it's like Villa have 1 or 2 more players on the pitch than YoungBoys. It's just, as soon as the Swiss side are able to bench Ritz Villa's off, there's no space for them to work into. It's like Villa have 1 or 2 more players than them at the moment. While they almost receives a free ball there from Morgan Rodgers. And YoungBoys will to play the ball out through the middle here. That's solely a foul by Bogard, and it is just a knowing flush there. Cynical. It'll avoid a blocking so far. No yellow cards yet in this game. Bogard avoids the yellow card. Nothing malicious at all already. It was a little bit cynical. As YoungBoys say, the free kick short inside their own half. Already all the way back to Keller. Distributes the ball long. Villa's defence is too easy for them to win the ball back. And I think that'll be Gerardo Seo's main gripe so far, is that it's been too easy at the moment for the Villa defence, and in particular their midfield, to just win possession back from this YoungBoys side. Martinez. That's this ball out now to Lindelof inside Villa's on penalty area. It's the 37th minute of the game. And could be some basically scores as soon as we can as well. It's either Celtic Forest away against Feyenoord, so it's now 1-1 between Feyenoord and Celtic. Miel are 2-0 up at home against Dinamo Zagreb. Ludogorets Razgrad still 1-0 up. So it'll be Celtic Vigo. Porto are 2-0 up against Nice, and Roma still 1-0 up against Steam Midtjylland. Back here at VillaPark then, Bogard just receives the ball from Lindelof, digs the ball over the halfway line, wins out to space. Doesn't get the free kick that the things you wanted there. Should be a throw-in to Young Boys, and it is. Taken short and quick. Just back to Benito, Skipper. Now back to Keller. Inside his own me. Bit 1-2 there with Ravelson. Bit towards the last stages now of this first half, and Villa at 7 did a better side, and deserve to be in the league. And boys still waiting to register their first shot. See about 4 off targets in this game. It's been tough for them, hard work, and Villa have had so much possession. Now YoungBoys just venturing over the halfway line on the right flank. And they'd be able to create some things here, though, so that's what they've struggled with so far. Delivery is flanked in. Loose ball downwards up to Ravelson. He's got support here. This is better from the visitors. Delivery, there innate delivery. Had far too much conviction on that. YoungBoys have been able to keep the ball in play just before he goes out for a throw-in. Now with Hedge. Big 1-2 with Benito. Hedge again to Ravelson. And back to Keller. It's about 35 yards away from his goal line. It's just weighing up his best options as he steals backwards here. It feels like, you know, the opportunity for Young Boys to have a go at strike Villa on the counter is kind of done here. They'll have the ball that just is in their defence, and they forced to play the ball one. Walker, and it's just too easy for the Villa defence to deal with. He had the chance to go for a proper counter set. He in the end just fed the ball back to their keeper. Started from scraps game, resulted to long ball, and it's just a little bit too easy at the moment for the Villa defence to deal with. These two teams played to bring last season is UEFA LeaguePhase, and Villa King have 3-0 winners there. If I remember rightly, that was in Switzerland, that thing. Whilst at VillaPark in Birmingham. Now it's the 40th minute. Moving towards the latter stages of this first half. Found Villa create a chance here to possibly extend their lead. Bogard, nice run, plays ball squared. They'll be trounced by the Young Boys defence. There'll be Ravelson. They'll venture forward, place ball up to Cordova. They've just got some space to work with here. Young though, plays ball up. Like offside there from Cordova. Flag's not gone up yet, but now it does because the phase play has ended. Now their free kick to Villa. And the first time that Cordova has run himself offside to stop what was a possible decent opportunity there for the Swiss side. So Villa will take their time here with free kick. Plays back to Martinez, who's merely had much to do with all yet. And a single save to made. Lindelof stows the ball in the centre of defence here. Leisurely passes the ball back to the Argentinian well-put-money goalkeeper. Here's the run through what games taking place later on. It's night, so it's 8 p.m. UK time in Europa League. So Bologna, those Red Bulls Salzburg, Genk are at Hamadids Basel. And go ahead, E-balls to beat Villa. Help on the dough, Stubbell. We'll come back to that later. Villa on the counter here. Daniel Barlin able to go past one. He goes past two, and Barlin goes for goal. And he scores, and it's Daniel Barlin at the double as Villa extend their lead. And they deserve it as well. They've been the dominant side in this match so far, and it's Daniel Marland with his second of the night, with Villa's second of the night as well, and it's Aston Villa 2, Young Boys 0. And the defense just being torn apart here. And Daniel Marlin says, thank you very much. And that's his second of the evening, Villa in. So he's control here at the moment. Quick counter-attack. He's definitely onside. It looks as if it was Rodgers with the assist there. It's a great finish. It's us instead. He was in a great position. There was still a fair bit to do. This goes past one. And as he's about to go past the second defender there, ball kind of falls a little bit kindly to him. Still a good finish though. And the ball is almost behind Marvin Keller before he could even react. And Daniel Marlin with another Rice file there. The Young Boys away supporters. And I think we've got a Young Boys player there who I think is trying to get some attention here. What is happening here? There seems to be some performance going on in the away supporters section. And I think the number 23, the skipper, Loris Benito, is, I think, appealing for calm. Now, I can't say that for 100% certainty, but it looks as if Loris Benito, the Young Boys captain, is just trying to appeal, I think, for calm inside the Young Boys away travelling section here in their away support. But the game hasn't restarted yet, but it's not down to a VAR check or anything like that. Just waiting for calm here with some sections of the Young Boys away supporters. So Daniel Marlin didn't exactly run over to the supporters this time. He gave them sort of like a knowing look. And I think there were still some objects that were attempted to be thrown, but Marlin was not close enough to be hit or contact to be made this time around. So still waiting then for getting to restart here. We still have the sides here of Loris Benito and the Young Boys captain. From what I can see, I think he's just trying to appeal to calm from the supporters. So I think there were more objects thrown. Now the referee is just chatting to Benito, just to understand exactly where he's coming from. Yeah, just wanting to know what he's got to say. Some say the game could be restarted because Benito was diligently speaking to the friends. And Daniel Marlin just has his hands up in the air as if to say, what's the hold up here? Like, why can you not just continue with the game? So I'm pretty certain there is no VAR check in place or anything like that. So it's not too sure what the referee is looking to do here now. That's a curious turn of events here. Some game still hasn't restarted yet. And the police are, a lot of police officers right in front of the Young Boys Tavern supporters as well. So this is, a fluid incident. Things are happening all the time. Yeah. Now Benito is just in discussions here with Victor Lindelof. So Young Boys player talking to Villa player here. The writ is stoppage time. We're still looking to find out exactly when exactly this game will proceed. So just a reminder that Aston Villa 2-0 up here, thanks to a brace from Daniel Marlin, and to clarify it was Rodgers with the assist for that second goal. The referees just having a discussion between Emery and Gerardo Seone about, I guess, where he is here and where his position is. So the game still hasn't restarted yet. We've not had the fourth official yet to either come out with exactly how much time will be added on here. But it's at about 4 minutes since the goal was actually scored. So it's been a one stoppage. So we're still waiting for the match to continue. So the referee is now just speaking to, I think, the skippers from both Villa and Young Boys. So that's Loris Benito and Yuri Tielemans. And I think we are finally in a position where we can get this game restarted, and we are now back underway. So I think there was about 5 minutes there. So just to confirm, Daniel Marlon's goal absolutely stands, so that will definitely go ahead. So it is Villa 2, Young Boys 0. There's no issue with the goal itself. It's the issue is with the Young Boys supporters' behaviour. After that second goal was scored, it did look as if there was a lot of commotion, and he got the attention of the skipper, Loris Benito, who, if what it looks like, was urgently appealing for the supporters to calm down. There was a long delay there. Still no confirmation as to how the stoppage time we're going to have. They've now got a Young Boys player just down on the turf here. Morgan Rogers just pumped into Tanguy Sukru. Just with the shoulder. Nothing there malicious. It was an accidental collision. So we've got 3 minutes stoppage time. And to be honest, I'm surprised if somebody that much of it would be at least 2 minutes more than that. And now in 3rd minute of stoppage time now. So Villa 2, Young Boys 0. Daniel Marlon with those goals. Of course, if you get any updates on the supporter situation there, of course, we'll give you those as soon as we know them. So this game just followed there by the incidents within the crowd, but Villa, in terms of what's happening directly on the pitch, barring through his control, and being much the better side. Young Boys still haven't actually registered a shot yet. So back on the pitch then. Tielemans, through ball inside centre circle, square pass out to the left hand side, sees the ball again. And the goal here from Villa, which surely killed the being off completely. Daniel Marlon, when you got to the edge of the area, Villa have got a big chance here. But the defence is just able to play the ball away. And that was almost game, set and match. We are now into the 4th minute of stoppage time. And it's the number 3, Johan Kajam, desperately trying to just play the ball away and clear the Young Boys' defensive lines there. And it's if Villa, Lindelof has just conceded a free kick. Just influenced the half-lane line, tussling there with Cordova. Villa have had 10 shots with 5 on target. Boys still without a seamless shot yet. So we are now into the 5th minute of stoppage time here. Now it's the Young Boys defence. We'll just be able to play the ball out to the left-hand side with Hajam. Hajam looking to keep the ball in play, but he's unable to do so. And the match still continues here. Not too sure exactly how much stoppage time we're going to have, as officially there's had 4 additional minutes. We are now into 6 minutes. Of course, the incident with the crowd there, with the away support, kind of overlapped the period where 44th minute went into the 45th. So they've got additional time to the additional injury time given. Lindelof back to Martinez. So right on the brink of the half-time whistle. Imagine what at some point soon. Villa just playing the ball out front back here. And what Villa don't want to do is just to allow Young Boys with beneath the door ajar and to get away back into this match with a goal right on the stroke of half-time. Delivery comes in from the right. It's played away pleasantly by Torres. And the ball will run out to play for a throw-in. And there goes the half-time whistle at West here. So Villa in third control. They lead 2-0 at break thanks to a brace from Daniel Marlon. The assists have come from Tielemans and Rogers, but unfortunately, there have been some rather unsavory scenes with the Young Boys away support. So when Daniel Marlon was celebrating his first goal, there were objects thrown at him, or there is definitely a cut on his forehead as well. And drinks were thrown at him as well. But then also after Daniel Marlon's second goal, seemed to be some skirmishes within the crowd as well. But Well, it remains to be seen exactly what happened there, but we'll just take a 10 to 12-minute break down at half time, but they will be back for more live audio commentary recoveries just before the start of the second half. So half time here at VillaPark is Aston Villa 2, Villa Sports Club. Yeah, the score is Aston Villa 2, YoungBoys 0, thanks to a brace from Donjon Ballen and assists from Fiore Stevens and Volgan Rodgers. But towards the end of the game, unfortunately, the match was paused due to some rather unsavory scenes within the away supporters end with the YoungBoys fans, where it did seem as if few objects are being thrown at Donjon Ballen for both of the goals that he scored. And so we did have break and play for around about 4 or 5 minutes or so. YoungBoys 0 as we now get the second half underway. So Villa in that famous claret and blue home strip. And then shooting from right to left as I shoot here. And YoungBoys in their home strip in all yellow. Shooting from left to right towards the away. So Villa shooting towards the salt end. So if Villa can hold on to this scoreline, there'll be 4 wins from their opening 5 Europa League games. And whilst they won't be in a qualified automatically yet, it would put them in very, very good position. For the round of 16 stage at being on a position. So Villa stopped the ball back to Martinez. Just playing his lines, and it's well kept in there by Ivan Gesson. His YoungBoys just get possession back here. Doesn't look as if any substitutions have been made at the interval, so there's still a full set of substitutions that could still be made by both Unai and Gerardo Seomi. That says quite a bright start between YoungBoys. Just to this second half, Ganko just on this right hand side, putting in onto his lefty. Now at Benito, still in the middle of play here, coming out of the centre circle, now with Hajan. Now Villa will be able to gain the ball back through Marlon, but Marlon loses the ball straight away, but he has actually, it's not Marlon, that's actually been fouled. He was able to kickstart Villa's counter-attack, but Walker has received the first yellow card of the night for a trick there on Morgan Rogers, so Marlon waits the ball up to Rogers. And then there's a pretty nasty challenge there from Morta. And he'll receive the first booking of the game. And they see kick still inside their run. It's the English Premier League side. So Lindelof will take free kick short. Now is Torres, just over the halfway line now, with Matson. Feeds ball to Marlon. He's had a splendid game. Powerful one. Goes past his man and is able to put a corner here. The defending now in the end from Zupri. Just to make sure that Marlon couldn't play the ball across the base of goal. But it's banged in form right now. And Walsh holding up and on the door for a regular starting spot, of course, with Ollie Hopkins. And not having the best of season so far, the England international. Corner taken short before the ball was whipped in by Tielemans, but is headed away by the YoungBoys defence. Ball is fed back to Martinez. And to take his time to the floor. Play the ball long to the left-hand side, just down well by Sancho. Keeps ball in play. Now with Tielemans. St. Vatsin. Inside the 49th minute now, so Villa still 2-0 up the game's YoungBoys. And if it was to stay like this, YoungBoys will have suffered 3 defeats from their opening 30 games in the competition. So their hopes of maybe finishing in the top 8 spot probably be gone. The defeats here, unlikely. Would be a question about making sure they at least Timmy's within the top 24 to get some speed knockout playoffs round. There's still a long way to go though. Nada. He's stuffing the ball back to Martinez, just outside the edge of his D. Pass short to Torres. 5 minutes in after the restart. Matson. Sancho. To Torres. It's about 15 yards behind the halfway line. Inside Villa's own half. That's a nice ball though to the right flank. It's up there by Bogarts. Now Gesson looking to latch onto the end of that. And YoungBoys defence do well to play the ball away. Then that's poor pass there from Ravalason. It's a very cheap throw to give Waders. Throw in good area here for the hosts. It's able to kill this game off. Throwing comes in now to Ronaldo. And boys do well to actually win possession back quickly. Oh, this another poor ball there. Villa have got a chance here to extend their lead in looking to slip the ball into Marlon. Ball ricochets back out to Sancho. Sancho's got space. Drills the ball in. This good save there by Keller. And that surely would have been game over for YoungBoys if they conceded there. So Sancho in the end that went to the shot. And it's forced a good save from Keller to parry the ball away from danger there. That's Villa's best opportunity so far since the game restarted after the interval. It was Paul Bispoy's pass, I think the game from Ravlosa. Don't know what's happened to him since the interval. That's 2-all for us, is that. The desert from Sancho. It's good save in the end, but Villa back on the attack. Would score here. Gesson plays ball across the face of goal. Can't quite find Barlin inside the box, but the ball will be received out by Matson on the left-hand side. Now to Sancho in middle. Looking to find enough space to get a shot in, but can't quite do so. Matson wins the ball back though. Plays the ball into Marlon. Inside the penalty box to the crowd of players around him though. He looks to chip the ball to Evan Gesson. Can't quite reach it though. Onana does really, really well to keep possession for Villa. Plays the ball back to Rogers. And it just feels like Villa have got 1 or 2 players more than Young Boys on the pitch. They're just all over Young Boys when the Swiss side is in possession. And it's been a really tough night for the Swiss Super League side. And Villa firmly in control here. And we will let you know if any of the latest scores, just whenever we do get a break in play as well in this game. So of course on Monday it's kicked off at the 5:45 p.m. kick-off in the UK time. Villa back in possession. All their outfield players inside the in-boys. Aston Villa have got a big chance in. Daniel Marlin to get the hat-trick. And it's gone in. Oh, the offside flag is pulled. So the linesman has immediately chilled that goal off. So just for a split second there, Daniel Marlin thought he'd got Villa's third and thought he got his own third goal of the night. And in the build-up there was an offside. Yeah, I think that is the right call there from the assistant referee. So it was Morgan Rogers that was offside. And it was a beautiful tee up there from Rogers for Bartlett to slide ball home. But I think the correct decision was made. It has been a slight VAR check. That check is now over. And it was definitely the right call. So it was offside then. GT Morgan Rogers just being in front of the last one back there in the Young Boys defence. And so it still remains then Villa 2, Young Boys nil. Again, it just shows just how dangerous Daniel Marlin still is in this game. And indeed how dangerous Morgan Rogers still is in this game as well. Two's been superb to win this match. And Villa again winning possession inside the Young Boys on half the end of that. So welcome back though by the foot 5 by Ravlosa, big amends for his 2 mistakes earlier in this second half. Again, it's too easy at the moment from the Young Boys perspective for Villa to win the ball back. You just seem to just want it more. It kind of seems as simple as that. It's just more of a work rate from this Villa side currently. And still no changes yet made by the Young Boys head coach, Gerardo Seomi. And it's just played the ball to the left-hand side. Now knocking it back to Benito. Walter. Oh, and again, Walker loses the ball very quickly indeed. Daniel Marlin almost has a chance to run the ball in for Villa. The danger still not over yet as a chipped in delivery from the right-hand side from Gesson just goes over the head of Marlin. But the passing in the Young Boys defence is just getting worse and worse as the game goes on. And we said that, Petchdale going on a dazzling run down the middle. The boys all of a sudden now in the final third themselves trying to cause some problems for the Villa back line. He goes to goal, but it's a long way over the bar. It seemed like their first effort of any kind, and yeah, I think it is. It's their first effort. As Villa look to bring on at least a couple of subs, so that if Barkley and Buendia are going to come on, inevitable next goes out of play. As the match has already restarted, the rain's given into good down as well. That's a LeaguePhase in Birmingham. Does that play a game for throw-in? It's just out to play just a little bit too quickly before Barkley and Buendia both ready to come on. Though, if you've just tuned in, Villa did have the ball in back of the net a couple of minutes ago. And for the split second, thought they'd gone 3-0 up, and Daniel Marlin thought he'd got a hat-trick, but it was ruled out correctly by the assistant referee for an offside by Morgan Rogers in the build-up. YoungBoys looking for an answer back. And again, they lose possession pretty cheaply to Villa. Marlon winning ball back is did absolutely brilliant in this game. And on almost there, Bolton Rodgers was speeding both Marlon through the middle. Almost flipped out. YoungBoys defense was just able to cover their lines, but on just though. Again, YoungBoys lose ball very cheaply to Villa, this time on the right-hand side. Ball now deflected by Ronaldo. Do get a theory now. Villa can get a third within the next 2 minutes. They really could run right as Villa just been, as the game has progressed, it's just been more and more dominant as this game has gone on. And YoungBoys nearly have been, in terms of their own attacking threats, it's been pretty much anonymous really since the opening whistle of the game. The Villa guys have played ball along that line here, have played ball through the middle. Attempted free ball there from Rodgers. He's put Marlon through. It's always a danger. Sancho is up there risen as well. The boys' defence able to play their lines of game. He's managed to keep possession. Yanko to block that. Benito, skipper. It's to Zutti. Keeps ball on halfway line and plays ball down the middle for Ravlusin to Glet. And hopefully it's to stop the game here. Third find out exactly what happened. I think the ball actually just did on third. They came off and so there's an uncontested drop off back in the favour of the YoungBoys. And the game has already restarted here. In the Swiss side, I'm just finding some position on the right of centre. He cuts out to Fastnat. On the left-hand side, the Hedger. Just finding some space there in the middle here, but again, it's just whenever he gets into the final third, mistakes are just constantly being made. That time it's just a heavy first touch. And straight away, Villa are back on the counter here. Evan Gesson on this right wing, looking to get enough space to get a delivery here. He's now brought the ball towards the edge. Off the 18-yard box, stuff support here for Morgan Rodgers. He's got space to work into here, where the ball is almost back in the net there. As if Marlon and Tielemans just got in the way of each other. But YoungBoys survived that latest turn because the ball had actually gone out for a corner. I think it might have done. Expect to ascertain exactly what the referee's final decision is. I think it is a goal kick for YoungBoys. Very, very close indeed there, Morgan Rodgers, to being able to get another assist. Well, actually, a bit ricocheting off Tielemans' arm by accident. And Villa will now bring on a quadruple substitution here. So we'll roll through these as quickly as we can. So Tielemans is definitely coming off. So Yuri Tielemans got the assist for Villa's first. Tielemans is coming off. Rodgers is coming off. Buendia will come on forward, and Donjon Ballard is going to come off as well. So Canoli might assume that Ollie Watkins is going to come on as well. Bartley is off, and Bartley's coming on rather, and Torres is coming off. So 4 substitutions, as you can imagine. Donjon Ballard, who's leading the field of play at the nearest possible point. So he's getting a big rousing reception and a standing ovation from the Villa faithful. So we'll just roll through those details of that quadruple substitution in a more manageable order for you. So Watkins has come on officially for Tielemans. Watkins on for Tielemans. Barkley has officially replaced Marlon. And stay rated for the some consternation of that also. Marlon off and Bartley on. And again, Villa have been able to whip possession very, very quickly again inside the YoungBoys half. Deep into their half as well. The YoungBoys passing inside their own half has been absolutely atrocious in this second half. But they just about managed to get away with its game. But again, if Villa were to get a third, YoungBoys can't really have any complaints about it. It's been played off the path that Belmont that says Ronaldo, that's a bit of the foul, which gives YoungBoys some breathing space of Lee standing by. We'll see what effect the substitutions will have to put if YoungBoys are about to bring us some substitutions of their own as well. This starts later then that Tielemans was replaced by Watkins, Barland off Barkley, Rogers was replaced by Buendia, and Sunset has replaced Al Torres. So that's your quadruple Villa substitution. And then it's difficult. We're going to see at least 2 YoungBoys substitutes come on as well as they approach the 62nd minute of the game here at VillaPark. It's if Sanchez is going to come on for the visitors as well as the Genians. Ajam, it doesn't look as if he's going to be taken off. There's just receiving some instructions from the manager, Gerardo Seomi. And so Valash is going to come off for YoungBoys. And he's the first player to go off for the Swiss outfit. And Sanchez is going to come on for Raveloson. Not too much surprise there. Raveloson is really struggling, especially in the second half as the rain now continues to really pour down there at VillaPark. So just got faced with those subs there for YoungBoys. Valash off. Virginia has come on for in. And Sanchez has come on for Ravelo's side. So the quadruple Villa sub and the double YoungBoys substitution as well. Just on face, by the way, that Ovana parents received a booking, so I think that was flat true. Just around 2 minutes ago. Didn't actually see the yellow card come out in real time, but Dimas received a booking for that foul. So let's see what Tim Puppy's substitutions turn out here. Big opportunity as well for Ollie Watkins. So of course he's really struggled this season. Daniel Bowen just keeps getting better and better, and surely knocking on the door for to be in the starting lineup on a much more regular basis. So got to imagine Watkins has to use his big opportunity to find himself on the score sheet in this game, to be dominant in this match against their Swiss opponents. Barkley just being fouled there by the substitute. And has just come on, Sanchez. Now that it's the 64th minute of the game. We'll see if we get short and quick then. With Onana into Bogart. Big ball up to the halfway line and plays ball up to the right hand side. Finds Buendia. Big seed ball into Watkins, but just can't quite beat him. Now Benito doing under a lot of pressure here from Buendia. Comes off the Argentinian in Aston. There'll be a throw in the YoungBoys in a defensive position on their left hand side. Rowan is released now. And Boys will look to counter it as quickly as they can. Led from the right hand side of their midfield through Yanko. That's a patch in the centre of the midfield. Just on the right of the centre circle. Yanko now plays ball back to Zopu. Now Kellett. And that's a poor pass again from the YoungBoys defence. David Sancho plays the ball to Ollie Watkins, but he's up too acute an angle to get his shot in. But another horrendous pass from the YoungBoys defence. What on earth are they doing? I mean, the manager must have grey hairs by the end of this game. It was absolutely insane, some of the misplaced passes from the YoungBoys defence. It's unforgivable, some of these passes, and how Villa have got 3-0 at this moment in time in the second half, I don't know, but it is big threats at the moment from YoungBoys, and they're better than this. They are a much better team than this, and this has been very poor so far from the Swiss side. And to make that as worse, I'm pretty sure a foul throw is now being given against them. So Yanko took the throw, and it's now going to be a throw to Villa. Can only assume for a foul throw. Taken by Yanko, so the situation doesn't really get much. That's the for the Swiss side, so playing their lines away from that Villa throw. Now free kick has been given to YoungBoys for a push there from Lindelof. So 25 minutes to go, plus any stoppage time, means that being tasteable to develop. And of course, if YoungBoys can get a goal back in, it could be in for a very interesting end to the game. That's nonsense side. It's pretty comfortable moment for Villa. Another misplaced pass. Now Ross Barkley surges on from the said circle. Jadon Sancho arrives in box, plays the ball across the face of goal. Is turned away by the Young Boys defence. Now, can he just keep the ball here inside their own half? That's what they're managing, just be desperate for at the moment. Long ball played in, sorely offside. This makes the gloves of Emi Martinez anyway. We'll just run through some of the latest scores then in the 5:45 game kickoff times here in the Europa League. So elsewhere it's Fenerbahce 1, Ferencvaros 1, Feyenoord 1, Celtic 2, Lille 3, Dinamo Zagreb 0, Ludogorets Razgrad 3, Salzburg 1, PAV Salonika 1, Sports Club and Brand 0, Porto 3, Nice 0, Rover 1, FC Midtjylland 0, and he's still goalless between Victoria Boldsen and Freiburg. Villa back on the second Celtics with the Nana on the halfway line. That's Bartley in the centre circle. Takes the ball to the centre of left. Buendia. It's played the ball in to Watkins. So Watkins latches onto the ball. Matson puts it from the left into the centre. Shot brought down there. It is. Fastat concedes the foul. The rain really is pouring down now. And it's going to be a free kick to delay. The decent area, a little bit too far away to be there directly at goal, but again, enough opportunity to look the ball into the box with pace. That surprised me at all if Buendia takes the set piece. We know how dangerous he is when it comes to dead ball situations. In terms of the as it stands, the table, so we'll be able to run through those with you as well. So as it stands, Aston Villa will be second after the end of these games, and these earlier kickoffs, and they're behind FC Midtjylland on goal distance. They could go top if they actually get a goal, maybe a couple of those more by the end of the 90th minute. Sancho plays a free kick shot, played in by Watson. Is surely going to go in. No, it isn't. Somehow the Young Boys defence are able to play the ball away just before he goes over the goal line. I don't know how Villa didn't get the ball over the line there. The danger's still not over. Buendia whips the ball late. This Young Boys side are just all over the place at Pelman. Advantage played as the Villa player goes down. That's Barkley goes to the ball, but it's fired in just a few yards wide of the target. It's the advertising boardings behind the net. As we move past the midway point of the second half, referee did the right thing, played an advantage. Accurately, that's the other double substitution now for Young Boys. Fastnet is going to be replaced as we move into the 70th minute, and Cordova is going to come off as well. So Fastnet and Cordova have been placed here for now, moved into the 70th minute of the game, and Montero is on for Fastnet, and Bedia was on for Cordova. So Montero or Bedia on for Fastnet and Cordova. There's one substitution left for both managers, Brunei Emery and Gerardo Seovi. Have Young Boys again would keep just get a goal here, and they're on the counter attack very, very quickly indeed. Mid-got the goal. Is Villa 2, Young Boys 1. And it's the substitute, literally within a minute of coming onto the pitch, has scored. This Bedia that has started the Young Boys a counter-attack from nowhere, and we've now been a game in our hands here. So with 20 minutes to go, just under, is now Aston Villa 2, Young Boys 1. A counter-attack from absolutely nowhere. And in the first phase of the build-up, players definitely on side. And pretty sure he's offside as well, Bedia, as he took the ball home into an unguarded net. And all of a sudden we've got a game in our hands here, and will Villa really rue these missed opportunities, because they've absolutely dominated this game. But there is going to be a VAR goal check here, So I think that's to ascertain whether Bedia was offside or not. So VAR are checking this, so they'll be drawing the lines to find out forensically if this goal should be allowed or not. So see now there's faces now looking at the big screen here at VillaPark as well, because the YoungBoys are awarded this goal. Feels maybe a bit of the nerve-wracking final stage of the game. It is remarkable because YoungBoys have been absolutely dominated here by this Aston Villa side. Aston Villa have been well on top. But they rule their opportunities in the second half. So the goal check is still in progress here. Did look very, very close. Every watches on as well. Smith's the final outcome going to be. Is it 2-1? Or will it still be 2-0? Yeah, our goal check still looking into this. Now moving into the 73rd minute of the game. It's almost been about 3 minutes since the goal actually went in. It was taking a long, long time for us to get a solution to what's just happened here. There's still a few nervous places, and with the amount of time this is taking, it's obviously extremely close as to whether Bedia was offside or not. But Wilfie's gone stamped. Looks if the referee is now receiving information on his headsets here from the VAR officials. What is the final decision? We're still waiting here what it's going to be. We'll see if we're about to come to a final decision now. And the goal has been disallowed. The goal has been disallowed. So Betty is gone within, about 30 seconds after coming on. Has now been chalked off. So the goal is disallowed. And it is now Villa 2, YoungBoys 0 once again. So Betty's goal is being ruled down following VAR intervention. Now Villa on the counter-attack themselves here, looking to just kill this game off now. Aston tries to play the ball in from the outskirts of the box on the right flank. Uses the ball though. Now YoungBoys will look to counter themselves down this right-hand side through Virginius. What was extraordinary was that if that goal would have stood, the assist would have come from the substitutes who had only recently come on as well. Virginius, not on the tips all that long at all. Only about 8 minutes or so. So just to confirm then, it is still Villa 2, YoungBoys 0. So Bedia's goal, that'll be all thought had gone in, has been ruled out in the end following VAR intervention. Just been extremely close though. I'm talking very, very close. But YoungBoys again, just coming inside the Villa penalty area. Natson will just play the ball away in the nick of time. They're just trying to regain a little bit of momentum, yeah, but let's see, it could be a lot worse. It could now steal one ball margin in Leeds here. And Villa have now just run a free kick just over the halfway line. So they might just look to, oh goodness me. I'm just seeing the lines now that have been drawn, and I mean, we must be talking like a toe offside. It's incredibly tight. It's obviously not a clear and obvious error, but yeah, if you're it's a YoungBoys supporter listening to this, and then you're probably also pretty hard done by, because it's an extremely close offside call. I mean, we're talking like a toe now offside. It's pretty ridiculous. Just to be said that that's the decision made though. So it is still Villa 2. First spot for YoungBoys now. There's Villa winning with a free kick inside their own half here, and down the beach down there by Bedia. So Villa just with a free kick just on the outskirts of the said circle. Both teams can still make one more substitution. It's still Villa going to make that as the final substitution shortly, and it's BigMatchUEL and there's got the tracksuit top off. Person inside there. Aaron will be the last Villa substitute to come onto the field of play. And he'll not come on just yet, though. Lindelof plays forward to the halfway line. Now Logo played into side Ian Patson. Ball comes off Janko last. That the Politics Villa then on this left-hand side is able to just kill this game off. They had a big scare. And Hans get away with it. Now they'll just look to just kill this game off here because other than that, YoungBoys, well, the goal that they thought they'd got did not really threaten at all. Villa might just take the substitution here. Well, they will actually make it. The corner safe as it's been taken short. Went here, flipping with Sancho. Now with Matson. Back to Sancho. It's another goal. Let's see to Bogarts. He might just go for goals. The end and it's blocked just in the nick of time. The ball down runs off to the halfway line. It'll be collected by Matson. He's a ball back to Martinez, who still has his clean sheet intact. And they're just slowing down the tempo here. Villa look to start a new counter attack from scratch. Back in the centre of defence now with Consa. Here to Lindelof. Curtis comes out to Slay because if it came off Watkins last, who's been fairly quiet so far. This will be Donjon Barlin. He will get all the back page headlines if the scoreline stays the same here. His contributions that have made the distance between the sides. YoungBoys will just mob the ball back to Kellett. And Brother Bolo's the halfway line. And clearly it's Alton Barton. The referee, still good referee now as the game's gone on. And plays advantage. Ball now falls to Genius. But Matson will be able to get on the end of that. But he loses the ball again. But the Genius now, Petchel goes to goal. Comes off one of his own players there. Village looking to hit the ball away from danger as quickly as they can. They've won a free kick. I'm not sure if that was for an offside or whether a foul was actually committed there. It will now give United every opportunity to bring on Villa's fifth and final substitution. And it's done to be Undan and Stowoff. And he'll be replaced by Dubatar Sabare. This is Villa's fifth and final substitution. Whilst Geraldo Steo, and he still has one more that he can make for his YoungBoys side. And now they get great reception from the VillaPark crowd. As Hara now comes on for it and also gets good reception from the VillaPark faithful. So Villa now playing the ball out from the back here. Lindelof to Matson, plays ball over the halfway line. And it's Watkins that feeds on ball. He do here, England in Aston. He nearly could do with the goal. This is honestly not the great start to the season at all. Plays ball to Sancho. His 20-yard effort is instantly blocked, but they're able to keep it ball with 10 minutes to go. Plus stoppage time. Through ball from Kamara. And it's Jadon Sancho. Oh, he steers the ball wide of the target when he should have done a lot better there. Really should have hit the target. There's a straight-through ball from Kamara. One of those instant impacts there from the substitute to show there was a possible offside. No, Sancho was definitely on. Just to keep it to be, he lifts the ball in the end quite a long way wide of the target. Merely should have found the back of the net there, Steve. So, great finish there from Sancho. And it's a shame, poor Sancho, because he's had a pretty good game overall. And that just can find the net there. It's really surely secured all 3 points for Villa. The back from the attackman's ball went there. So it's ball on the left-hand side. Moves into the centre of play. Links up with Sancho. Back to Buendia. Now to Bartley. Play the ball up to Watkins. It's been able to take the ball off YoungBoys. It's getting really messy and scrappy there. Just in front of the edge of the box here. Now Young Boys have been able to play the ball right up top. The genius is able to stay on his man. That's a brilliant interception there from Conser. He just stops that Young Boys attack there. Has been able to feed the ball on the left-hand side. Now the move it to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. And all of a sudden, Young Boys have just a little bit more momentum here. They've obviously been buoyed by the opportunity where they thought they'd got a goal back. Now the ball is crossed in on the right-hand side. This time from Youngto. Ball goes out to play, and it will be a goal kick then for Martinez to take. It'd been interesting if the boys have got a goal from there. So I think it was Virginia that just for a split second just had the goal kick at speed. It was a great interception from the incoming Esli Conser. As they say, that young boys are now going to make their fifth and final substitution. So Zupru is going off, and Zultrik is going to come on for him. Though 5 substitutions have now been made by both sides, with 8 minutes to go plus any stoppage time. There's going to be a goal kick here for Martinez to save Philly. Goes long this time. This comes off the head of the number 3, Hedjo. Villa play couldn't watch on to the end of that though. Keller. And he's ball out here. Stops the far play line. Collected now by Sanchez. Matsu Virginius. There's been excellence that's coming on, by the way. Virginius has been really good. The head should really have started for Young Boys. Has been very impactful since coming on. This game really stretched now. Young Boys are really trying everything they can to get a goal back. There's even their defence very open here. Villa up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and it's a shot that's put in from Watkins. It's carried away from Martin Keller. Only Watkins desperate for a goal, as of course his some before that would start the season whatsoever. And at the moment it's something Daniel Marlon that'll be taking the headlines with his brace today. Watkins just stinging the hands there as Keller. Juices a throw-in. The Young Boys able to win the ball back. They're down on a free kick, just in front of the their own penalty area. Just fell into there by Kamara. Stuff makes as well. Just 2 bookings of the in this game so far. So Walter, no relation to Cindy, one of the leads. It's the booking for Young Boys. Plans Banana with the booking for Villa, the sole booking for Villa in the 61st minute. As the ball just runs out to play just over the halfway line. Villa's throw into take here. It's going to be taken by Patson. So a solid game, not less that position. To Lindelof. It's the 85th minute now. Again, as I mentioned before, the boys can just get a goal back. The infall, very interesting finale. And you thought we were going to have that. As far back as almost 10 minutes ago, but that goal was chalked off for Young Boys by the tightest offside balls you'll ever see. That's changed by VAR. That's intervened. The Young Boys will feel pretty hard done by that. It was chalked off, because we're talking like pretty much a toe. That was offside. Villa's defence keep the ball here. Now with Martinez just inside the D. And we'll go long rather than short. That's great. The Young Boys defence now. Yeah, on the south side where we have to play the ball through the middle. It's passed backwards there by Sanchez. And the substitutes for Young Boys. Keep ball on this left-hand side. Throw in for the distance. Hinzu played the ball quickly. So obviously they're fast running out of time now to be able to get a positive outcome from this match. As the concert is in the pressure here to play the ball away for Villa. That is stuck here inside his corner quadrant on this right-hand side. It's been very scrappy around there. The Villa do really well to play the ball out from the back. The Swiss side is no back possession. Tries to play the ball, then looking to actually strike that from 20 yards out, but Villa's defence were equally to it. But Watkins and Nicholas Sancho there is not quite in the same wavelength. Yeah, Sancho and Watkins. Sancho going for an early pass, but Watkins didn't realise that Sancho was going to go for that option, and so Young Boys would set it back cheekily from their own defence here. So now goes into the 87th minute. Tell you by the way that Celtic are in injury time and they're 3-1 up in the Netherlands away to home beats Feyenoord. That would be an excellent win for the Thursday side. I fear at VillaPark. In the last stages now then, as Villa still leads 2-0, and there's their lead at the interval as well. Still not too sure how we've not had any third goals in this second half, but fine winning out of field to get another one. Guesson just playing himself as the Borien. On the right hand side, inside Villa's own half, and is able to win the throw in. Some results already beginning to come in the earlier kickoffs in the Europa League. So Lille have very comfortably defeated Dinamo Zagreb at home. So will Lille in that game. On to some more of those if we can a little bit later on. They're still in now. Playing the ball quickly now out from the back here. We have Matson on the left of centre, looking for his options. Torres. No, sorry, not Torres, to Lindelof. They've matched the game. Now Martinez pulls the ball with his right foot. It's the 88th minute. Thompson. It's still long down the middle, but the YoungBoys midfield equal to that one. And Hopkins go down this left of centre here, but there was defence again equal to that. They'll look to play the ball out, starting with Buendia. Villa's defenders just being really sort of pushed back there, and it's a bit late charge from Young Boys, so they did better from them from pretty much the 70th minutes onwards. It's just been a case of too little too late, soaring really for the Swiss side, because before that they just did not turn off at all. I think they only had one shot until the 70th minute. And Villa finding some more spaces here as they now go into the Young Boys half. Watkins into the edge of the area. There's that's one, there's that's another. Builds the goal, but it's blocked straight away there from the 30 Sandro Europa. Now Young Boys have won a free kick right in the middle of play inside their own half, about 10 yards behind the centre circle. Just tell that Watkins is just desperate for a goal. There was probably better options for it there, that he wanted to both the ball as early as he could, and it's a pretty simple block there for the Young Boys defence. This is the Swiss side, just this possession around the left hand side. Then midfield, blessed by Bogart. No, it's Sancho. There's the misplaced pass there with Hornell to get away with it. The Young Boys have managed to get possession back, but that's further down their defence. Going out Barkley, they're able to gain possession in, looking to play nearly 3 balls for Watkins, but it's just sprayed away by the Young Boys back line. And once it's that, Watkins would have been absolutely through on goal there. Would have been pretty much like a 30-yard word up to the keeper. The Young Boys during another counter-attack here, and this Sunday have put the goal back. Just as we're about to go into the 90th minute, Montero strikes for Young Boys, and they have got their goal back. So as we just approach the 90th minute, it's now Villa 2, Young Boys 1. Maybe we are going to have the grandstand finale to this game. So it's Montero, one of the substitutes that came on in the 70th minute. There's a possible offside here though as well. I've got a feeling this may also be ruled out, and I mean, just from these personal level, they'll be a crying shame. So it's a really good finish. Just sit down beautifully. Martinez is a little bit out of position, it has to be said. It's a great finish though from Montero, rises the ball in. But VAR checking this. It's confirmed we've got 5 minutes of additional time. And success official is just explaining to me, YoungBoysMatch, this is being checked, and just sort of readily nods. And got a feeling he knows what's to come here. I've got a feeling that this is also going to be ruled out. So VAR still checking this. They'll be drawing their lines, but I've got a feeling that this is also going to be ruled out for offside. But of course, yeah, putting the commentators first come into effect here, so see what happens. I think the final decision is going to be made very, very soon. Final decision made, the goal stands. The goal stands, so it has been ruled as onside. It is now Villa 2, YoungBoys 1. So 3.5 minutes to go then. Maybe another minute more, just with the VAR stoppage there. And so it is Villa 2, YoungBoys 1. With just over 3 minutes to go, but maybe another minute more just for that VAR delay that we can't just check that that goal could stand from YoungBoys. So Montero's effort stands, Bertrick with the assist. So there's something has to be said. YoungBoys have really improved since their substitutes have come off. Can YoungBoys get a dramatic last gasp equaliser? Alex, the goal keeps doing that. He's far too pressed. Already almost gets the ball. Back to Aston Villa there to Watkins. And now there's more gaps here in the YoungBoys defence. And only Watkins goes to the goal, but it's a really tame effort. And he's straight at the goalkeeper, Marvin Keller. And we have done a bit of a grandstand finale here for YoungBoys trying to play the ball down the right flank. But it's the number 7, one of the substitutes there. The genius stood on the same wavelength. It's a really open game now. Really, really open. And it has been since pretty much the 70th minute. Pretty much ever since YoungBoys thought they got their goal back initially. Just after the 70th minute mark. Martinez now the ball for Villa. Not thought any stupid mistakes now out at the back. We have that warning sign. It was the goal that was chalked off, but Montero still been able to get the goal back for YoungBoys, so it is number 2. YoungBoys 1, just under 2 minutes to go. The stoppage time. Aston has just conceded a free kick. Yeah, YoungBoys, as you can imagine, pushing everyone up other than the goalkeeper for this free kick. It's about 40 yards away from goal. Launched into the penalty box here. Did a head tennis. Martinez convinced, can't quite reach the ball. Villa defence is giving a lot of pressure here. The support pass though from the Swiss side. It's played away by the Villa back line, and it was as if a free kick was being given. So there must have been an offside somewhere. Manager can't quite believe it, Gerardo Seoni. But it's going to be a free kick, and it's absolutely incredible that Villa are now holding on for this victory. Really, really is. Because once the 70th minute mark, Villa had absolutely dominated. And even when YoungBoys started to get back into it, Jadon Sancho missed a really good opportunity to just kill the game off as well. There, Montero's 90th minute down, and set up a very interesting finish. So 30 seconds to go then, that I think we're probably going to have another minute ball, because we did have a brief VAR delay in stoppage time as well. Villa player goes down on the halfway line. And so that's going to eat up some time. He's done down there. Former Villa, I think it's Concert that's done down. Yeah, it's Concert. He's now just getting back up onto both feet here. Nice smile on the face of Bedia. It's a battle. There's free kicks Villa literally 1 yard down the halfway line, side their own half, just to the right of the centre circle. So we now over the 5th minute of stoppage time. And I thought we'd have at least 1 minute more. Free kick whipped in towards the edge of the area here, but Watkins can't quite latch onto the end of it. And the ball is gratefully claimed there by Marvin Keller. Keller, understandably, squeaks the ball as hard as he can. The top, and Villa with a free kick now as Buendia is fouled by a big shove there from Bertrick. Buendia will just eat up as much time as he can. Gets back up onto his feet now. We're just about to hit the 6 minutes of stoppage time, so Villa still just hanging on here. Again, it's just remarkable that they're holding on, because for the vast majority of this day now, really dominated this match. And now a yellow card is shown to Batson for time wasting. They didn't have too much time there. Sim comes out for Batson. Masbate then take free kick. Stayed down to the quarter quadrant on the left hand side. Collected by Jadon Sancho. So it's just a case of just playing the ball into the corner here. That Sancho's done with putting the ball towards the edge of the 80-yard box. Now Barkley chips the ball, tries to find Batson. And Villa have actually ruled a corner here. Yanko had no choice but to just clear the ball out anywhere he could. And Villa will surely just play the ball extremely short and keep it in that third quadrant until they hear that referee's whistle. So the corner will be taken by Sancho. Got Buendia next to it, so stop Batson around him as well. Now it's the 8th, and it's a stoppage time, and that's it. The full-time whistle is done. And Aston Villa, well, they made hard work, but it's in the end. But they have secured all 3 points. So it's finished Aston Villa 2, Young Boys 1. Daniel Marlin's brace in the first half has secured all 3 points. Montero's 90-minute goal, though, for the Swiss side did set up a bit of a grandstand finale finish, but just a pace of 2 minutes too late for Dorado's side. And Villa have now made it 4 wins from their opening 5 Europa League games, while Young Boys have now won 2 and lost 3 of their opening 5 Europa League games in this league stage. So that's it for our audio commentary coverage tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in.